So, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your biggest problem with me?
All of you is my problem.
Well, I think you probably need to be a bit more specific than that.
Well, I don't know. What's your biggest problem with me?
Well, I don't have a biggest problem with you.
Oh, gosh.
Just a bunch of little bitty problems.
Hi guys, welcome to Relationship Goals with Zizi and Ladi. So glad to have you here with us again, where we share our lives, the highs, the lows, and the lessons learned, and hope that we can work you through those sticky patches that always rear their heads in relationships. And hopefully we're able to help and, work with you through your struggles.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us again after watching the previous videos that we've put out. And if this also happens to be your first time watching one of our videos, thanks for tuning in. But please make sure you check out the some of the other videos that we have actually put out on her page on this exact same topic, especially the one we put out just before this one.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So the last video was the fourth part in our 5-part video series about what makes a marriage work. We talked about how important it is to share power with each other. Just making sure you're open to your partner's influence. We also mentioned that the men struggle with this more. Making sure you're not the only one who's right all the time, and it's never a your way or the highway situation. We talked about the importance of doing this with other tips that we've shared in the previous parts of the series, like making it a habit to check in on one another's lives, being that person that helps your partner deal with the tension that they're facing in the real world, being able to separate the time that you guys discuss your relationship issues versus the times you discuss other issues that your partner might have with other people. We also talked about the importance of being able to combine this tip with other tips, like making sure you always are having honest conversations and making sure you make an effort to remember the good times in your relationship. We go into a bit more detail on each of these tips in some other videos, so do make sure you check them out on the page. So in this video, we're going to talk about another important tip, and that is for you to have to know how to group your problems.
Yeah, definitely problem solving is key to the success of any relationship. So here's the thing. You're going to have problems, right? But you guys know that already. But what most couples don't realize is that they can actually group these problems into solvable and unsolvable problems so that they can have coping strategies to implement the unsolvable problems. So there's an author named Dan Weil who wrote a book called After the Honeymoon, and he said something along the lines of, when you choose a long-term partner, you will be choosing a particular set of unsolvable problems that you will be grappling with for the next 10 to 30 years, however long you guys are married. And boy, is he right.
Mm-hmm. Ball of problems here.
Because even when I look at our relationship, and we've been together since 2003, so just about 18 years now, I mean, we're still arguing about some of the same things, right?
Yes. And that's because, Ladi's very hard-headed, always defensive, silent treatment, dishing out, passive aggressive, and many other problems rolled into one kind of guy.
The bottom line is you have to deal with that laundry list of problems. But jokes aside though, most marriages are successful to the degree of problems you decide that you can cope with.
Yes.
Like, I'm never going to get used to being late every time we have to do something. We decided we're going to record this video 2 hours ago. Sitting around for that long. And I have to cope with that.
Yeah.
And when she makes us late, when we have somewhere to go or we're doing something like this, she has lost the right to be able to ask me that "how do I look" question, because I'm not going to answer. And she has to cope with that. And I also have to cope with the fact that she likes to hoard stuff, right? I mean, would have a fantastic dessert in the house, and she won't let anyone eat it. Talking about, well, we have to save it for another day.
You can't eat.
Sometimes that dessert goes bad while we're waiting, and it pisses me off. But to be fair, she also has to cope with the fact that it's a struggle for me to bring up issues with her when she's pissed me off. But like I said, I just, like she said, I think I kind of move into silent treatment mode a little bit too quickly, and she has to deal with that.
I mean, yes, we've had these problems that we've been able to work through and been able to solve. So I think the point Ladi is making is that it's important to group your problems. There are problems you can actually talk about, and you talk your way through them, and there are problems that just find a way to come back. So you just have to live with them.
Find a way to live with them, right?
And you just need to be able to know the difference. Now, the solvable problems are typically situational, and they don't seem as painful. Like, they don't really have any underlying issue, like an unfulfilled dream or anything like that. Kind of like the weak example Ladi gave about me always making us late, okay? Now, that's a solvable problem. I really don't know why he thinks there's no solution to that. But anyway, we are still working on that.
Really? Weak example.
Yeah, it was quite weak.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later, but, getting back to you guys, right? Here's the thing. With some problems, the line between solvable and unsolvable is pretty gray. One of you might think the problem has a solution, and the other person might not be happy with the solution. So to them, it remains an unsolvable problem. Meaning you guys might continue arguing about it for a while. But one thing that is definitely a sign that you've arrived at an unsolvable problem is when you hit a brick wall when discussing an issue.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, for example, if your partner's position makes you feel rejected, or you find yourself unwilling to budge from your own position, or you see that the discussion is causing you to disengage from each other, emotionally,
yes.
Or there's like zero humor when you're discussing the issue, that might be an unsolvable problem for you guys.
Absolutely. Those are really good tips to know which is solvable and unsolvable. And I'm thinking we should probably make the next video about types of unsolvable or solvable problems and what you could do about them. So if you feel you and your partner have a solvable or unsolvable problem, what you perceive as those that you would like for us to talk about in one of our videos, please drop us a comment on this video or send us a direct message, and we'll make a video about some of the common unsolvable problems that couples tend to face and how we think you can handle them.
Okay, so that's another tip for you guys. Learn how to group your problems into solvable and unsolvable problems. And especially the unsolvable ones are the ones you have to find a way to live with. So learn how to figure that out. Now, in previous videos, we talked about letting your partner influence you. We also talked about the importance of having honest conversations regularly and making an effort to remember why you're together and checking in on each other regularly by having stress-reducing conversations, right? And the thing is, you have to be able to combine all these things, all these tips, and if you combine them, it's likely to lead you down the path of a successful relationship.
I think so.
I think at this point we've done enough talking. I think we'd love to hear from you guys, especially about the problems that you're dealing with. So please, like she always says, drop us a comment on this video or direct message us. Right?
Yes, guys. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell just so you know when we have new videos out. Follow us on Instagram, join our private Facebook group, and share this 5-part series with anyone you think it will help. Like these videos and, all that good stuff. Just you know what to do. And thank you for watching Relationship Goals with Zizi and Ladi, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.